Hello everyone, welcome back to Tech with Diwana, and this is Day-2 of Kubernetes Zero to Hero series. In this video, you will learn exactly how Kubernetes architecture works, from control plane to worker nodes, networking, and even how a storage fits in. So let's dive straight in. Kubernetes follows a master worker architecture, and the master part is called a control plane, and which decide what should run, when, and where, right? And worker nodes are the machine that runs your container actually, and together they make a Kubernetes a self-healing, a scalable, and a super reliable. So let's break down the control plane, and the first is the API server, right? So API server is like a front door. Every command you run using a kubectl first goes from here, right? And second is the etcd. Etcd is the memory of the cluster and which store all the configuration and the state. And third is the like a control manager. A control manager is a continuously checking the cluster and make sure like a desired state is matches to the reality, right? And last is the scheduler, and a scheduler decide the which part should run on the which node, right? Like a brain assigning work. Now on worker node we have a three main component. Like first is the kubelet, which ensure all the pods are running perfectly, and second is like a proxy, which handle the networking and services connected to the pod, and third is like a container runtime, like a Docker container D, which runs your container actually. So basically, control plane is decided and worker node is execute, right? Next, let's talk about how user can access your application inside the Kubernetes, right? So that is handled by an Ingress controller, usually a Nginx, right? So it routes external traffic from the internet to the right service endpoint, and the service provider a stable endpoint even if pod changes behind the scenes. Every real application needs a configuration and a storage data, right? So in a Kubernetes, a config map is for a like a non-sensitive data, and a secret is used for a like a password and API key, right? And a persistent volume is to make sure your data survive if your pod got restart, right? So in short, user ingress service pod container and storage, the entire process is managed by a control plane, so keeping your cluster perfect in a desired state, right? Now you know how Kubernetes architecture works from brain to execution, right? So in a day-to-day, we will go into how a pod services deployment work in a real time. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Tech with Diwana. And I'm Diwana from Tech with Diwana. Let's meet you in the next one, right?